Disneyland is known as one of the happiest places on Earth, and when you're there, it feels like nothing could go wrong.
However, there was one day when this magical land was not quite so cheerful.
July 17th, 1955, or more commonly known as Black Sunday by Imagineers. What exactly caused this Disney disaster, and how in the world did they fix it?
I'm Sarah.
And I'm Hannah, and stay tuned as we go into history of the infamous Black Sunday.
So, why did Black Sunday happen in the first place?
Well, you see, Walt Disney and his crew had a really small time frame to build the park. Like, really small.
Yeah, exactly. He wanted it done in only a year and a day, right?
It honestly was a nearly impossible task. I mean, it takes around 5 months to build a house, if you're lucky. Imagine how many house-sized buildings are in a whole theme park, and having only twice the time to build it?
That's insane. Because of how quickly Walt wanted the park done, the construction during the last few months ended up being pretty rushed, and Disneyland wasn't totally completed when it opened.
Oh yeah, it was a hot mess. A lot of the rides weren't even running yet, such as the extremely popular stuff like Peter Pan's Flight and Dumbo the Flying Elephant. There was even weeds. Weeds in Disneyland.
They've obviously hired some gardeners since then. At least I haven't run into any pictures of Walt and Mickey pulling weeds in the happiest place on Earth. Anyway, the asphalt was also still wet, something that wasn't helped by the 100+ degree heat that day, so a lot of women got their shoes stuck in it. There's even a rumor that a poodle sunk into the asphalt. Poor poodle.
Okay, sorry to end this sad moment, but just to point out, dogs were let into Disneyland? Okay, getting sidetracked. The asphalt was wet, but the whistles weren't. A large percentage of the water fountains weren't working. You know, I guess whistles weren't. Continue.
I get it, I think. Anyway, that wasn't the only cause of trouble on Disneyland's opening day. Another problem was caused by overcrowding from the guests.
Yeah, the Walt Disney Company sort of didn't understand that they were creating something so magical that everyone wanted to come. They were only supposed to receive around 15,000 visitors that day, but thousands more ended up flooding into the park.
The grounds are loaded with about 15,000 people who are especially invited guests of Walt Disney.
Counterfeit tickets allowed uninvited guests to flow through the entrances, and even more managed to get in by climbing the fences.
Okay, so they were obviously also low on security. Disneyland was basically unprepared for the amount of people, and every refreshment stand
And 3 restaurants.
ran out of food.
What made all of this worse was that everything was being aired on TV.
Eek, yeah. Walt Disney decided, ooh, what a great idea to sign a contract with ABC before we even finish the park.
Each week, Walt would film an episode for a show called Disneyland, and this week he decided to try something different, a 1-hour special.
Disneyland's opening and the thousands of uninvited guests broadcasted all over the US, so when it became a disaster, the entire country knew about it.
Even before watching the special, quite a few people believed Disneyland was going to be a complete failure. After the opening day, a lot of them had even stronger biases against Walt's project and advised people against going.
Luckily, many people disagreed and continued to go to the park.
Well, how many people would you say are here today?
Oh, there can't be more than 50,000.
Within a few months, Walt had managed to fix all the problems with the happiest place on Earth.
Walt Disney said, Disneyland will never be completed. It will continue to grow as long as there is imagination in the world. Obviously there is, because the park is continuing to grow and welcomes around 44,000 guests every day.
That's a lot of churros. Yum, yum, yum.
We hope you enjoyed our very first video, and I hope you stick around for more.
Honestly though, I could really use a churro right now. That sounds so good. Alright, anyway. Please like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below telling us what your favorite part of Disneyland is.
See you in the comments. Bye!
Toodles!